Hey, what up YouTube? Isn't this a Christmassy feel? I thought I'd share with you today my monochrome settings on my Ricoh GR3 and the GR3x today, judging by the length of the collar there on the lens. This is the GR3. I've been out shooting with this today. So I'm going to share with you my monochrome settings, which are quite similar to the Leica look settings for color that I have, and I'll also share with you my big wish for an upcoming firmware. Not that Ricoh will ever see this because this channel is just way too small. Anyway, let's take a look at that. If I just go in the adjustment dial here, press that in like that, go over to the image control profile. This is my black and white setting. I've assigned that to custom control profile 2. And then if I go in and select the FN button there, we'll see what this one is made up of. Okay, so as you can see, we've got, just like the color one that I did, when you make a custom control profile, you have to base it on one of the default profiles. Now mine is based on the default black and white because I find this one introduces the least amount of grain in your images. Now grain will come all on its own depending on your ISO settings and how dark it is, etc. But I don't want to start adding it from the get-go. So I start off with the standard black and white or monochrome monotone image setting. Okay, then over here I go down to high low key adjustments and set that one to -1, which will darken the background just a little bit. Contrast +2, contrast for the highlights +1, contrast for the shadow +1, sharpness +1. And then the toning setting, this applies a color over the finished image. I don't want to do that, so I leave that off. And then the filter effect, which we will return to, I have that on anything from off to from green, yellow, orange, or red. This is the one thing I change constantly. Okay, now we're going to get back to that in a minute because that is part of my firmware wish for Ricoh. Anyway, shading, that's vignetting, of course, so we go -1 on that. If you go down towards the minus scale on the shading, that will increase the amount of vignetting. I just want a little bit there. Clarity, sharpness in the midtones, contrast in the midtones, that's +2, and grain effect, null, nix, nada. Okay, so that is how I set that up. And at the end of this video, I will give you a musical sequence of black and white images I've shot with this. I usually shoot in either spot metering or highlight metering, depending on the light circumstances. But it works equally well with all forms of metering over here, where you've got your multi-segment, your center-weighted, spot, or highlight. Now, my big wish for a firmware update in future would be that when you hit the quick menu here, just get out of that a second, I press the jog dial up here and we get the quick menu up. It would be awesome if Ricoh could make it possible to have a 6th icon out here so you can easily get in and adjust the color filter settings for monotone shooting. Okay, that is what I want, because let's say, looking at those candles right now, the candles are bright red. Looking through the camera, they're very light. I would say I'm probably on the red filter, red or orange. Okay, now let's say I want to whip that over to a green filter and do it as quickly as possible. I hit this one, boom, I go in my FN button there, go down to the filter control. It is indeed on number 4, which is red. I want to get to green. Now look at them, very nice and dark, because it's a green filter applied over something that is red. Okay, that's it. Now that's quite a few steps, isn't it? if I wanted to adjust the screen brightness, I could just go 1 over to there. There's my screen brightness there. I want it like that. Wouldn't it be freaking awesome if you're shooting in black and white and you want to quickly change the filter in front of the lens, the color filter, virtual in this case because it's digital. But wouldn't it just be awesome if you just give that a quick stab there, go over to a 6th menu icon at the top there, and have the color filters down on this column here with off 1, 2, 3, and 4. That would be so cool because it was so quick, and I change this so often when I'm out shooting in black and white. And I shoot a lot of black and white on Ricoh cameras because, as you can see, the things that you can change, the fine adjustments that you can make to shooting in monochrome on this camera is just amazing. It's better than any other camera I've had. Sony are way behind on this sort of stuff. Fuji are pretty good with their film simulations, but the amount of control you have on a Ricoh is just excellent. So Ricoh, I know you'll never see this video. This channel is way too small, but if if enough people catch on to this wish here to get the filter control added to the quick menu, that would be so cool. I'm going to leave you now with a sequence of black and white monotone images that I have shot with this filter setup that I use. Maybe you could call it my monochrome like a look, I don't know. But I like it like this. The right amount of richness, the right amount of gradation between tones, the right amount of depth in the blacks and stuff like that. And then you just affect the light when you're shooting by changing your metering mode. When you want to brighten things up, center weighted there, spot metering and highlight metering. And then you can, and once you're in one of these, you can of course just move your jog wheel about to adjust your exposure compensation. That's it for me. Peace out. Enjoy the upcoming images and have a great day. See ya.